Well, good evening, folks. It's Richard the Fishing Machine here. Currently, well, it's about 93 degrees. The last 3 days has been super hot. It's went from a comfortable 72 to 75 for the highs into the 90s the last 3 days. And it's kind of a shock. It went from spring to summer like that. That's typical North Alabama weather. But what we're going to do tonight, well, we're going to catch crappie. We're going to fish under the lights, do a little nighttime crappie fishing. Y'all stay with me and we'll get into it. Whoa! Let's go. Whoa! Hey, I'm talking about whoa! All right, folks, I'm set up right here. Right now, we're over 29 feet of water, and already I've got this light out right here. Let me show you the light. What we're using right here. Let me unplug it. Right here, this is a Hydro Glow. It's a fishing light, or it says Hydro Glow dock light. And it puts out a lot of light. I'm going to put it down around 6 or 7 feet. We're going to turn it on. Now I want y'all to look at this. Immediately, I want y'all to look at the shad right there. Those are yellowtail shad, and they're about 1.5 inches long. Now what's going to happen, for those of y'all who's never night fished, this light right here is going to attract shad, and they're going to stay around it. And because of that, it's going to draw crappie and other predators. You never know what you're going to catch. You could catch white bass. You could catch every once in a while a catfish if you'll fish a little deeper than the crappie. Drum, and sometimes a largemouth if there's any suspended around this column. Now this light here I have, if you notice, I've got a bracket here and one right here, and I have it fastened with a bungee strap. This is a frame I've made out of 2x4s. Now this is a cobalt light. It's a 24 volt max. And it runs off of this battery right here, and I have three batteries that last all night. When it gets a little bit darker, we'll turn it on, and that way we can see the fish. But to be honest with you, this light right here alone is all you need to draw fish in. So we got a double whammy right here. We should have a good night. We're going to wait a few more minutes and we're going to start. Elmer ain't here today. Well, because he's got a foot fungus. All right, folks, let's get right here. Being it's light enough for y'all to see. This is what we're going to fish with. This is a gold and chartreuse hair jig. 1/32 of an ounce. I'm going to use 4-pound test Mr. Crappie high vis line, a 6-foot light action eagle claw rod, and this is a cadence reel. Now I have several reels in there, so if y'all see me swapping with different reels, well, don't think nothing about it. They're all light action reels. Most important part of vertical jigging is that knot right there, a loop knot. Now this jig right here has a size 6 sickle hook in it. Gold and chartreuse is by far my favorite color. Over the years, I've found that fishing under lights or muddy water conditions, they'll hit it. Unusual color, but it works. Let's just start right here. I'm going to drop this jig down around 12 feet. 12 feet deep. Now when it gets dark, the secret to nighttime fishing, in my opinion, after you find how deep the fish are, there's a fish right there. Excuse me, folks. There's a good one right there. Look at yonder. I'm trying to explain, Crappie, what we're doing tonight, and you won't let me. Let's flip him in the boat right here. That's the keeper. But the secret is, when it gets real dark, after you find the depth that they're in, is not to overwork your jig. That's very important. Very important. That's about 11 and a quarter inch fish. Let's put him in the bucket. Now, as y'all can see, if y'all can, I have about 3 or 4 crappie in there. Me and this gentleman was talking fishing, and we was catching crappie. These fish is around 12 to 14 feet deep. Once I get that jig to that depth, I'm going to show you a little trick on how to get them to bite when it starts getting dark. Number one, a golden chartreuse jig is one of my favorites, and through the years, I've no doubt tried every color in the book. This one never fails me, so I know for sure, in my opinion, that this is the best color under lights or in stained muddy water during the day. There's just something about the reflective quality or property, excuse me, of this bait, that color, that'll catch crappie under those 2 conditions. But what I'm doing right here, I'm at around 12 feet right now. When I'm talking about overworking a jig, I'm talking about doing all this kind of stuff. A crappie's a lazy fish, really. The longer you can keep your bait in the strike zone, the more fish you're going to catch. So what I do, especially at night or in muddy water, to me it's the same situation. Vertical jigging, I'll just pick it up like that, hold it there for a little bit, and let it fall back with a taut line. I don't want much slack at all, because if I have a lot of slack, I won't see that little thump. Crappie hit very light. The reason why is they'll come up for the jig, open their mouth, flare their gills, and they're inhaling the jig in. They're not biting it. They're inhaling the jig in. And once they capture that jig, they don't turn their tail and go the other way. They just stay in place. That's why crappie fishing, a crappie bite is undetected a lot of times, especially if you're just now starting to crappie fish. They're a soft biting fish most of the time. Now, if they're really active, they'll hit a lot harder. You'll feel the thump, a lot harder thump. There's a fish. My, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. Golly. Look at there, what a crappie, folks. My goodness. Come on in here, boy. Whew. Let's take a look at him. That's a Jim Dandy right there. Now, if y'all notice, look how deep that jig is. That golden chartreuse is the deal. Whew. We're going to put that one in the bucket by Ned. That's a good one. On it. Let's put him on ice right here. Now y'all can see I'm already, excuse me, as y'all can see I'm already mounting up some fish right here. Big crappie. That's gonna make for some good fillets right there, there's no doubt. What I'm doing is just holding it, letting it fall real slow, picking it up and real slow and holding it in place a few seconds. Now, a lot of times they'll hit it when it's sitting still, just like that. Once you find the right depth, crappie feed up. So actually, I'm fishing above the fish just a little bit. I always keep that jig above the fish, folks. Crappie rarely feed down. It's almost always up. There he is. That fish hit it on the way down. Ain't no doubt. Golly, what a crappie. That crappie hit it on the way down. That's a big son of a gun, folks. Come here. When I first seen him, I thought he was a bass. Now that is a big fish right there. You talking about some good fillets. That one's gonna have some fillets. That's a good one. My goodness, I'm having fun. But I am having to be patient. Very patient. I'm waiting for these fish to come through. And when they do, you'll catch 2 or 3 of them pretty quick. And you talking about mounting some fish up. I want y'all to look right here. Look in there. My goodness. I'm probably close to, I don't know, 10 or 15 by now. I've let several little ones go, but I tell you what, this is a lot of fun. And another thing is, like I'm talking about, the temperature's dropping and it's nice out here. The humidity's not near as bad. It's a little humid, but the wind, there's a slight breeze out here and it's so comfortable. Crappie has an excellent lateral line. They can detect vibration, but in reality, they're a sight feeder. Now, I have caught crappie pitch dark, no lights or anything. So their lateral line is, they use it and they use it a lot. But mainly they use them eyes. They're a sight feeder for the most part. There's one. Wow. I want y'all to look what a crappie right here. I hope he stays buttoned up. My goodness. Now that is a mule. That is a mule of a crappie right there. Come on in here. Woo, that's the biggest fish by far. Let's check him out right here. Golly, I've caught some big crappie tonight, folks. Unusually big ones. Look at there, what a fish. Now that is a big crappie. Let's put him in the bucket. It's getting later on. Let's see what time it is. Well, it's just 10:30. 10:30, and it seems like the bigger fish is biting. That's gonna make some good fillets. That fish is, oh my goodness, he might be over. He's over 2 pounds. Let's put him in the bucket right there. My goodness. Now that is gonna be some good eating. All right, folks, let's get it back down there around 10 feet. They've come up in the water column just a little bit. A couple feet, no doubt. Okay. I'm there at 10 feet right now. Real close to 10. Look here, there's fish. That's how simple it is. There's a good fish right there. Depth and knowing how to keep depth control, practicing that is the key to crappie fishing. Another key is to be extremely patient. Don't get in a hurry. And crappie are easy to catch. If you can find the depth and not get in a hurry, take your time. They ain't no hurry out here. The sport of fishing is all about relaxing. Simply by relaxing and having a good time doing the sport of fishing. And the reason why Elmo can't catch them is because he's always miserable. There's always something wrong with him, seems like. Oh my. This is a good one. This is another mule, no doubt. Golly, what a fish. That's enough crappie right there, folks. I could stay out here all night. I could. It's getting cooler and cooler and cooler, but the deal is I'm tired. And there's the last crappie of the night. That jig pulled plumb through his jaw because it got hung up in the net. There we go. That's the last one right there. We got plenty of plenty of doggone crappie. Plus night fishing, let's be honest. If you're the type of person that likes to go to sleep 9, 10 o'clock at night, and you're used to that, anything past that, you get sleepy, and it's quit 3 minutes till 12, till midnight. So I've had enough. I am give out. But we got the crappie. That's not the only ones. There's a bunch of them on the underside. I'm going to say probably around, I kind of lost count. We probably got about 25, and that's enough. Can y'all see that right there? Ain't that pretty? That's a full, we're in a full moon. Tonight's a full moon. What does that mean when it comes to bluegill? Well, bluegill are on bed. They're going to be on bed heavy tomorrow. What else does that mean when it to the fishing world when it comes to fishing? Well, I have never done very good for catfish on the full moon. Don't know why. I'm absolutely about to fall asleep. Woo! All right, folks, it's the next morning. I got about 3 hours sleep, so the only drawback to night fishing is it'll mess your sleep up. I'm one of them early to bed, early to rise type fellas. Normally I go to bed around 9 o'clock, and I get up around 4, and then I hit it. But it kind of messes you up. But I'm going to tell you, I want y'all to look at the crappie right here I have to clean. These are a few of them. These are some big, going to be some nice fillets. Let me just put it that way. My goodness. And right here, there's a bunch of crappie in there too. A lot of them up under the ice. I counted them, and I got 28. I was too shy of a limit. I counted wrong. I thought I had 30. But that's a little bit abnormal that I keep this many fish, but I want to sort of stock up so we'll have some fish. You know, folks, years and years and years of crappie fishing, and a lot of trips at night, a lot of fish in muddy water. There's no doubt to me, well, in my opinion, that a golden chartreuse jig has the correct reflective properties for both situations, whether it's muddy water or at night. This is a deadly jig to fish under the lights at night, an extremely deadly jig for muddy water. There's a lot of colors that work, but I believe that's going to be my #1 color when it comes to crappie. I want to say, and also I want to say thank y'all very much for everything y'all done for this channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all. Love each and every one of y'all. God bless each and every one of y'all. Hey, the drilligin, and remember, go fishing when you can, because it's good for you.